Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Just want to take a moment to thank you all for joining me this morning for our yoga class. We're going to teach an all levels class. And you may want to have, if you've got some props available to yourself, a blanket and 2 blocks, if that's something that you practice with and that you have in your home studio. So my name is Marty, and I'll be here with you for the next bit as we take some time out of our day this morning to just focus and settle and come home to our own bodies. Amidst this time where so much is happening in our lives, it's good to just carve out this time for yourself to just connect with your breath and come back to your body and cultivate your practice of staying in the present moment. So find yourself in a comfortable seated posture, bringing one foot in and then the other. And if you'd like, I'm propped up on a blanket. That works for you. And letting your eyes close, or perhaps bring your gaze down to your navel. And just settling in, taking a moment to shift your weight from side to side. Maybe bring your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let your hands rest either on your knees or perhaps turn your palms up. Just settle in, taking some time to focus on your inhale and your exhale. Just noticing where you feel your breath in your body. Noticing sensation. And seeing if you can stay with what is happening in your body right now. For the next 35 to 40 minutes, can you just be present to sensation? Notice the feeling of sensation. And notice if you have any stories that come up for you about that sensation. See if you can perhaps just note that it's a story and let it go and come back to your breath. Your breath is that constant companion. It's always there when we need it. Just taking some time to focus on your inhale. Nice and big. Let that belly expand fully. That breath come up to the ribs and the chest and collarbones, and at the top just hold for 1 or 2 moments. Maybe sip in a little bit more air and then let it go. Feel the exhale. Feel the air leaving your chest, the ribs, the belly button as it drops all the way back to the spine, and then hold on the exhale. Maybe squeeze out just a little bit more air. Let that belly fully come back to the spine. And then inhale. Let that belly grow nice and big. Filling yourself up with air. And we'll do that hold one more time at the top. Sipping in just a bit more. And then exhale. Let it go. Follow the air as it fully leaves your body. Your belly button coming all the way to the back of the spine. Exhaling just a little bit more, and then return to your normal breath. And just notice how you feel. Notice your physical sensation. Notice your mind. And on an inhale, take your hands out to the side and bring them up. Let your gaze follow. And exhale your hands down, your chin to your chest. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, up, nice big stretch. Exhale, hands to the side, chin to the chest. Keep your chin at your chest and go ahead and bring your hands to the back of your head And feel on the occipital ridge. It's that bony structure right in the back, kind of that connects your ears. And go ahead and bring your hands there and maybe tap that out just a little bit. Taking a notice about what's happening, and if you feel a lot of sensation, just breathe into it. This is a spot that holds a lot of tension for many of us, but doesn't often get attention from us. Just see if you can just breathe, tap, imagining all of that stress and worry and anxiety leaving with each exhale. One more breath. And then bring the tapping to a close and bring your head back to center, hands down on your knees. And begin a slow circle, moving in one direction, really feeling into your body here. Feeling into the hips and the low back. Press into the hands to give you some leverage. Just really move with your body. Maybe letting your head and neck come into it here. Feel, notice, and watch. Feel the sensation. Notice if you have thoughts. Take a pause at the center and move in the other direction. And then just watch what happens as you come back to your breath. Feel sensation. Notice your thoughts. And watch when you come back to your breath. One more time around. Next time you're through center, go ahead and pause. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders roll down your back. Feel that chest expand, that heart open. Breathe in deeply and breathe out with an audible exhale. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. And just let it go. Place the hands on the front of the knees. Inhale. Bring your chest forward. Let your head and your tailbone reach towards each other in a seated cow. Exhale, press that spine back, curved spine, head falls in, you arch the back for a cat. We'll do that 2 more times. Press into a seated cow. Really feel the elongation along your neck. And exhale. Feel the contraction of the front body and the expansion of your back body. And then inhale back to a neutral spine. And if you're seated on something, you can go ahead and remove that out of your way. And find your way onto your hands and knees. So we want to start out with a nice supported posture. So you really want to check your hands, make sure they're nice and wide, and they're stacked underneath your shoulders. You'd like your knees underneath your hips and your feet pressed into the mat. And this is setting up for your table, right? So you have a nice foundation here. Notice your shoulders, if they've kind of rolled up, see if you can let them roll down your back and then pull your belly in so that your core is engaged. We're going to begin by creating a little bit of heat for ourselves. So keep that core engaged, press into your hands, press into your feet, and let your knees just come off the mat. For just maybe an inch or two, notice your shoulders, keep them rolled down your back. Core is engaged. Ujjayi breath is great here. That's an ocean sounding breath. In and out through your nose. Like you're fogging up a mirror. One more breath. And let those knees come down. Hips come back to the heels. You walk your hands forward and let your forehead come down to the mat for child's pose. You can rock yourself here from side to side and just let imagine you have a hand on your back, rocking you. Breathe into the hips And just feel that. Feel the sensation along the side body and the hips. Watch what happens when you're coming back to your breath. Watch it through the back body. One more big breath. And full exhale. And then walk your hands over to your right side. Take your left hand, place it on top of your right, and breathe in to the left side body. Notice the sensation that you feel from the hip all the way up, your muscles along the back, your underarm, all the way up to your fingertips. One more breath here. Inhale, walk yourself back to center, and exhale over to the left. And you let that left hand come down and the right hand walks right on top of it for some added sensation. Feel into the sensation along the side body on the right side. Notice any thoughts or distractions. And watch as you come back to your breath. One more breath here. One more exhale. And inhale back to center. And come back up to the hands and the knees. Tap our feet out a little bit. Wiggle the hips from side to side, a few circles, just feeling into your body. And then the other way. And come back to center. Notice your foundation again. Take a look at your hands and see if they've gotten out a little bit out of alignment. Check those knees, and we're going to turn our toes under. Take our hips back to our heels. Press into your hands and let your tailbone rise as you come into your first downward dog class. Feel the heels as they drop towards the floor, the hands as they press away, the shoulders roll down the back, and the head and neck release. Maybe turning or shaking them a little bit. And if you need to bend into one knee or the other, just feeling into sensation. Noticing what feels good in your body in this moment. It might be different than yesterday or tomorrow or just the next down dog. All we have is this down dog right now. So breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Nice, deep, full breath. And exhale. Inhale, look up. Walk your hands back to your feet. And find yourself towards the back of the mat in your first forward folded class. You can bend your knees deeply if needed. Let your head and neck really release down. Perhaps your chest is connected to the tops of your thighs, and your hands can either be placed on your mat or you can hang in ragdoll. One hand grabs hold of the opposite elbow. Go ahead and swing if you're in ragdoll from side to side, feeling into the body, just feeling that sensation. And see if you can stay here. Stay with your breath. If you feel like you have to get out because you're experiencing pain, listen to your body. But if you're feeling bored or irritated, just make note of that. Note that that arose for you here and come back to your breath. The inhale and the exhale, and release those hands down. We're going to press our hands into the mat. You can let your knees straighten up a little bit. You can also bring your hands to your shins. And so you might have a bent knee here. You really have to feel what's going on in your back. I'm having a lot of low back issues lately with most of the sitting I'm doing so much. So straight legs aren't really an option for me today. You feel into your body. So you take your tailbone and your tailbone reaches to the back of the mat. Your crown reaches towards the front of the mat, and your hands press in. And you just let that tailbone and that crown feel the extension. Feel the legs supporting you. Maybe lean a little bit forward on your feet, a little bit back, just playing with balance here. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, let yourself fold forward, press into your feet, and slowly rise. One vertebrae at a time coming up. Hands come out to the side. Inhale your hands up, gaze follows, little back bend here. Exhale your hands to your heart center and breathe. One more breath here. Inhale, bring your hands back up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway up. Walk your hands to the front of the mat and find yourself in your plank. So take a moment to adjust. Again, bring those hands wide and that nice, strong foundation. The shoulders are over your hands. Heels press away. Core is engaged. Hips and back are somewhat level. Knees are always an option for any plank. So stay here and breathe. Ujjayi breath. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Ocean sounding breath like you're fogging a mirror. Nice audible breath. One more breath. Exhale, press yourself back to down dog. Tailbone rises. Let that dog maybe walk out just a little bit. And walk your hands back to your feet. Hang in your forward fold. This time, take your peace fingers, your first and second finger and your thumb, and wrap them around your toes. And then let your arms assist you as you come down. And you just let that head and neck release again. Noticing your legs here. Maybe there's a little bit more extension. Maybe not. Just go with what is. Stay and feel and watch. Maybe some audible exhales to let it out. Really noticing that head and neck here. One more breath. Release the grip. Press the hands in. Straighten the legs best you can. Shoulders down your back. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet to rise. Inhale. Arms come up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Place your hands down. Inhale to a flat back, and walk your hands to the front of your mat. And we're going to bring our right foot forward. Blocks are great if you practice with blocks. You can bring them under either side of your hands. And if you don't, then you can either tent your fingers or you can place your hands on either side of the foot. So you really want to have some alignment here with your knee over your ankle. That back foot presses away, and just notice your hips. See if you can let the right hip come down and this left hip come up so that there's some sort of evenness along the back of the pelvis here. And you breathe into that right hip here. You can also bring that left knee down. We're going to place that left hand down on the mat or a block and inhale and open to the right side. That right arm is up. You breathe here. Feeling the energy. Imagine it coming down from the ceiling into your right hand. That hand is, the fingers are extended, and you feel that energy flow down all the way through you to the left hand and into the ground. One more breath here. Maybe you open just a little bit more, and exhale, bring that right hand down to frame the foot. So from here, we're going to place that left foot down. Bring your hands to your knees and windmill up and open yourself up to your warrior two. So you probably need to adjust your feet. So you may want to bring that front foot into the mat a little bit more, and your back foot here is going to be bisecting the front heel. Front knee is bent, the knee is over the ankle. You inhale your arms wide, and your gaze comes over your front middle finger. You just let your arms roll down your back. Take a gander, peek at your back hand, and notice where it is in space. And breathe here in your warrior two pose. Maybe coming back to that Ujjayi breath. Inhale and exhale. Your inhale, you elongate the spine. You exhale, sink in a little more. On the next inhale, turn both palms up, straighten that front leg, and inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale, rise. Maybe your gaze comes up. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, up. And exhale, warrior two. From here, flip that front palm. Reverse your warrior. Gaze is up at your right arm. You need to breathe here. On the next exhale, go ahead and bring your forearm down to your thigh. And you can extend the left arm over for an extended side angle. If you'd like, you can bring that left hand back to the sacrum, or you can do a half bind or a full bind as part of your practice. You can do that too. So gaze is either up at the ceiling, straight ahead, or down at your feet. You decide what works for your body here. And wherever you are, 3 more breaths. Ujjayi breath. Seeing if you can stay. Can you feel the sensation? Notice your thoughts. And come back and watch your breath. 1 more. And exhale, bring that left hand down, right hand frames the foot, and that right leg steps back to downward facing dog. Tailbone reaches high. Breathe here for 3 breaths. You can always come down to child's pose as a resting posture. 1 more breath. Inhale. Let your hands walk back towards your feet. Find yourself in the back of your mat again in your forward fold. This time, take your hands and place them underneath your feet. Let your head hang down, your tailbone reaches to the sky. Let your shoulders roll down the back. Your legs are probably bent here. That's perfectly fine. You can see mine are very bent. Really listening into the low back and seeing what more you can drop. As I say in class all the time, imagine everything that's being stored inside your head flowing out through the top, dumping it right into the mat and leaving it there. With each exhale. Inhale to a flat back, release your hands. Exhale, fold, press your feet in and let yourself slowly rise, 1 vertebrae at a time. Hands come out to the side. Inhale, your hands up. Exhale, your hands to heart center. And breathe. Stand in your mountain, Tadasana. Just notice the architecture of your body here. Feel your feet as they're firmly planted into the ground. Notice your knees over your ankles, your hips over your knees, your shoulders over your hips, and your head stacked on top. Feel the strength. Feel the softness. And notice that it's all happening right here, right now, in this moment. Stay with that feeling. Stay here with this breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale your hands up, gaze follows. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, walk your hands forward to the front of the mat. Place your hands. Notice your plank. Let's do 3 breaths here. Notice your structure, your feet, your shoulders over your wrists. Notice if you're up a little high, or can you bring those hips down so they're somewhat in line with the shoulders, or always bring your knees. 1 more breath. And exhale. Let's bring our left foot forward, and we'll place that, keep your left foot forward, keep the back foot lifted. Place that right hand down and inhale the left arm up. So you're gazing over towards the left side, your left side of the body. That foot presses away. The hand reaches towards the sky, and you breathe here. Your gaze is either down towards your fingers, straight ahead, or maybe it's up towards your left hand. And you breathe into the hip. 1 more breath here. And exhale, bring that left hand down, drop the back foot, and open up to your warrior 2. You might need to do a little adjustment with your feet here, same as we did on the other side. Just take a moment to set your foundation. When you're ready, inhale your arms forward, shoulders roll down your back, and breathe here. Maybe taking a peek at your back arm, and look over your front. Just breathe into the opening in the hips. Notice what's happening in the sides of your body. And then flip both palms, and on your next inhale, straighten the leg and come up. Arms come up. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale, flow, breathe. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, up. Exhale, warrior 2. 1 more. Inhale, breathe, look up. Exhale, warrior 2. And hold for 1 breath. Flip that front palm and reverse your warrior. Gaze looks up at the left hand, and that right hand walks down the back of the right thigh. You breathe into the left side body. 1 more breath. Maybe sink into that front knee just a little bit more. Then exhale that left forearm down to the left thigh. Press into your back foot. Inhale the right hand up over the ear. And gaze is either down at your big toe, straight ahead, or perhaps it's up. You can also bring that hand to your low back, or you can come up for a half bind, or if full bind is part of your practice, you can go ahead and practice that here. Wherever you are, breathing in, tapping into your Ujjayi breath, ocean sounding breath. See if you can maybe open that heart wherever you are just a little bit more. Stay here for 2 more breaths. 1 last breath. And from here, we're going to exhale and frame that front foot. Step it back. Let's all come to a downward facing dog. Notice your feet. You may need to adjust them a little bit. Press in, the tailbone rises. Breathe into your body. And then we'll all take our knees, bring them down, and let our hips slide back to the heels. Forehead comes to the mat. And maybe let your hands come down by your side and let your shoulders sink into the mat. As you breathe here in your child's pose, seeing if you can let go just a little bit more. Really breathing in through the back body here.
And if you'd like, you can take your hands to your low back and maybe give yourself a massage or perhaps some tapping, just gentle, maybe on your sides of your thighs and the hips. Just give yourself a little attention if that feels good, and if it doesn't, you just stay and breathe. Exhaling all the junk. One more breath. And then bring your tapping to a close and just notice, just stay. When you're ready, bring your hands under your shoulders. And you can press yourself up and come into a comfortable seated posture. Well, come into a seated posture. Let's start with getting our tailbone, our sits bones, our low back aligned. Legs are out in front. You may need to have a bend in your knees depending on how your spine is feeling. And let your toes come towards your face and your heels press away. Your shoulders come forward, up, back, and down. And just take a moment to breathe here. Let's just start by feeling our legs here. Notice the sensation you feel in your toes, in your ankles, in the calves, in the back of the knees. Notice what's going on up your legs, the back of the legs, the side of the legs, up through your hips and your low back. Trace that all the way up your back to your shoulders. Maybe let your shoulders come up, back, and down. One more breath here. Imagine your crown of your head elongating all the way up, and notice how that connects to all of the other parts. And then let it go. From here, take your hands and place them by your side. And just let your fingertips slowly walk forward. You're hinging at your hips. Your knees are straight or slightly bent. And you're keeping your back, your spine straight for now. One more breath here. And then you can go ahead and exhale and let your head fall towards your knees. Maybe your hands come to the top of your legs or they reach down to your toes. And you just let yourself fall into this seated forward bend. One more breath here. Inhale up, walk yourself back up. And let's bring our right foot into our left thigh. Bring your chest to your left toes, and we'll do the same thing here we just did. We're going to walk our fingers down, keeping our back straight at first. We'll take 2 breaths here with a straight spine. And then when we exhale, after our second breath, you can go ahead and let your head fall into your knees. Take your left hand, place it on the right side of the, take your right hand and place it on the left ankle on the outside. Press in with your left hand and maybe open up just a little bit so you'll feel some elongation and some stretching down the left side of your body. Your gaze may turn up. You'll also feel a lot in your hip. And just breathe here. One more breath. Inhale, release that hand, walk your hands back up. And take your left hand, place it on your right knee, your right hand behind. Inhale, breathe, elongate the spine. Exhale, twist. And press that left hand into the right knee and let your right hand serve as some leverage to help you twist. Your gaze is over your back shoulder and you breathe here. Letting the breath massage your internal organs. Feel your belly as it expands. And feel your belly as it collapses on the exhale. Inhale yourself back to center. and go ahead and switch legs. So you'll bring your left foot into the right and turn your torso to face that right foot. Take your hands down by your side. Inhale, maybe your chin comes up a little bit. As you exhale and walk your fingers forward, that foot continues to press away. You start with a straight spine, hinging at the hips. Let that right hip come back. And notice just that left leg. If it's come really far up, just be with that and notice it. And perhaps you need to have something under there to support it, maybe a blanket. One more breath, and then go ahead and exhale and let your head fall in. And you can take your left hand and bring it to the outside of the right foot. Press that right hand in to perhaps open up. Let your gaze come up to the ceiling, and you're twisting here. Opening the left side body, heel still engaged in the right foot. So you have an active right leg, and that right hand presses in. So there's a lot happening here. See if you can just be with the sensation. Be with your breath. One more breath here. On the next exhale, let that left hand come down and walk yourself back up. Bring both feet together for a butterfly position. So you want to have them, about 2 feet away, what feels right for your body. We're going to inhale with our spine straight and exhale forward. Hinge at the hips, straight spine to begin with. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, hinge. Let your forearms come down to the legs and give yourself a gentle assist to open the groin here. And then on the next exhale, you can go ahead and round in. Let the head and neck fall. Keep pressing on the knees with the forearms. Breathe into the back body. Notice what it feels like to breathe here with a constricted front body. Breathe into the inner thighs, the hips. One more breath. And exhale, release. So come on back up and find your way over to your back. Begin by bringing your knees into your chest and just rolling from side to side. Let your head fall in the opposite direction. And then bring your left leg down to the mat. Take your right foot and cross the ankle over the left. And start by keeping that foot on the ground. And you can use your right hand to press that right knee away. Start here for 2 breaths. Feeling into sensation. And then when you're ready, inhale that left leg up. Your hands can come behind the thigh, or they can grab the top of the knee or the shin. So you're here in reclined pigeon. Breathe here. Engage that left foot here. And you can use your arms to assist. And perhaps you rock a little from side to side. Just breathing into the body here. Breathe into sensation. The hip may be very talkative. Just notice that. And take your breath to all those places that are very sensitive and that we don't often breathe into. One last breath. Exhale, bring both feet down to the mat and just let your legs come side to side. Windshield wiper them. Rinsing out with each breath. And then place that right foot on the mat. Let the left ankle cross over the right. And start here by keeping that right foot pressing into the mat. Use your left hand to press the left knee away. Start opening up that hip on the left side a little bit. And then when you're ready, inhale that right leg up. Grab the thigh or the front of the leg. And use that arms to help assist, bring that hip in a bit more, that foot, to get into those juicy places in the left hip. Breathing here. One more breath. When you're ready, exhale that foot down and take your legs from side to side one more time. And the next time they're over to the right, go ahead and let them fall to the right. Extend the left arm out. Take your right hand, place it on top of the left. Gaze is over the left hand. You breathe into this spinal twist. Rinsing the organs. Inhale back to center. Exhale your legs to the opposite side. Right hand extends. Left arm assists the top of the right leg. Gaze falls over the right arm. And your palm is turned up. And you breathe here into the spinal twist. Letting things go with each exhale. One more breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale, set yourself up and let your right leg fall down. Let your left leg fall down. Your hands turn up towards the ceiling. You let your hips fall open. And you engage your breath one last time. And then let it all go. Fall into your rest. Eyes are closed. If you have a blanket, you can put that over yourself or an eye pillow. Let your shoulders fall into the mat and let your breath go. Just be here for your rest. Breathing into your body. And letting go. Letting your feet fully relax. Moving your attention to your ankles. Let your ankles release. Bring your attention to your calves. Let them go. Up to your knees. Your thighs. Can you release with each exhale? Sinking into the mat just a little bit more. And bring your attention to your hips and pelvis. Release. Up to your chest, your rib cage. Anything else you can let go of here. Let your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, and your fingers go.
Wage Peace by Judith Hill. Wage peace with your breath. Breathe in firemen and rebel. Breathe out whole buildings and flocks of red-winged blackbirds. Breathe in terrorists and breathe out sleeping children and freshly mown fields. Breathe in confusion and breathe out maple trees. Breathe in the fallen and breathe out lifelong friendships intact. Wage peace with your listening. Hear sirens, pray loud. Remember your tools, flower seeds, clothespins, clean rivers. Make soup, play music, memorize the words for thank you in 3 languages. Learn to knit, make a hat. Think of chaos as dancing raspberries. Imagine grief as the outbreath of beauty or the gesture of fish. Swim for the other side. Wage peace. Never has the world seemed so fresh and precious. Have a cup of tea and rejoice. Act as if armistice has already arrived. Celebrate today. Begin to come back from your rest, awakening your body, moving your fingers and your toes, and stretching, and eventually roll over to one side, taking a moment of gratitude for yourself and for your practice today. And when you're ready, push yourself up to a comfortable seated posture. And bring your hands to your heart center and gently bow. The light within me beholds the light within each and every one of you. Thank you for taking time to practice with me today. Namaste. Be well, stay healthy.